Hello, listeners, and good morning, wrestling. You're here with The Slew and
Charles X.
And we're back for part 3. And, as I said, in a couple days we won't have to keep coming back and forth for different parts of the show. It is obnoxious. Trust us, we think it's obnoxious. But, we're back, and we're gonna drop on down to the topic of Kurt Angle. What did you feel about what Kurt Angle had to say yesterday?
The Angle ultimately came to fruition as Jason Jordan was revealed as the illegitimate son. Would you say illegitimate? Is that it? Illegitimate? I guess that's right. Either way, the bastard son.
That works.
Jason Jordan, who will presumably be Jason Angle, I hope, if they're smart.
Crazy.
What do you think this is leading to?
Oh, it's crazy.
Do you think this is leading to a big Jordan babyface run, or
I think
you think they're aiming to turn them heels?
The angle that I think would be more interesting would be to turn Angle kind of heel, not really heel, but maybe like maybe. All right, I'm set it up. This is my storyline right here.
Letdown?
This is the Slew's. No, I'm going the other way. This is the Slew's theory.
Okay, so you explain it. I'm
Slew's
going to eat a
theory.
donut.
The Slew's theory is that Kurt Angle, as we all saw him crying in the ring, as though it was the first time him and Jason Jordan met. I don't know why they would have waited for that moment to meet. I think the way to go with that is have him really like Jason Jordan, but like to the point where people are coming to him in the back, and like he's talking to Jason Jordan, and he just acts like he doesn't care what the other people are saying. He doesn't care about them at all. He's just trying to set up matches for Jordan, or for Angle, I guess. And freaking, like, he's like heel, but he's not really like a heel. He just really favors his son.
Okay.
And then you could have Jason Jordan just pretty much fully be heel, but Angle kind of overlooks it. You know, like a dad would do with, like, a kid on, like, a baseball team. Like, if the kid was, like, a badass, he would just think he was a badass rather than, like, a heel. Okay. I think that would be a very good route to go with it. Though that's very specific. So, obviously, probably not going to happen that way. But I think that would be good. You give me a spin on it. Give me a spin. Charles X. He's going to hit that spot.
Well, you know, I never really took into account the whole nepotism thing that you brought up. How that he really is going to be working. He's now been brought to Raw because that's his dad.
Yeah.
And what opportunities will that lead to?
And, like, I think I see it as like a it happens in TV shows. One that comes to mind is Family Guy, where, like, they find out, like, somebody finds out that they have a dad, you know, and it's like, they're just so happy about it. Like, they run the angle of they're just both so happy that they found each other, you know what I mean? Like, that's, like, all that they care about. And Angle's the boss, so he has to not just, you know?
I like the fact that, oh God, what was I going to say?
Charles has a point.
I had a fact, but...
Oh, yeah, a fact!
Not a fact.
He's Tyson Kidd over in this
opinion,
joint.
but it's lost me. We're going to... God.
I'm letting him do it, too. I just said nothing just to see what would happen.
I just thought...
I don't know. Just give me another spin on it. I know you can give me probably 1,000 different spins on it. Give me one you'd like to see.
I literally have no clue. This is... I don't know.
I mean, obviously you could just go with Jordan just being the golden boy. He could just be the same as Kurt Angle. But Kurt Angle's just so good as a heel, you know? I just love him as a jackass.
But
and that could lead to Triple H.
Years ago, he may not be a good heel now. People may not want to boo him. They just want to say you suck.
This could all lead to Triple H too. Him fighting Triple H at maybe WrestleMania. Triple H has to come in and be like, or Stephanie has to come in because she helps run it or should, and is like, "What are you doing?" You know, that whole jam. And then Triple H has to fight him because Jordan beats up Stephanie McMahon. Because Kurt tells him to. Jordan puts on a mask, a ski mask, but he's still just wearing the singlet, so we all know it's him. he just beats Stephanie down with like a crowbar or something.
Well, who knows what? Okay,
I know.
To be honest, this is so goofy.
Yeah,
that it's not even.
I know. I'm just kidding.
Who knows? No, not your story.
Okay.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, who's to know where they're going to go from here?
Yeah.
Because that is so unconvincing. Although the age does add up. And
yeah,
all
that's
that
another
shit.
thing. Is he adopted?
I don't know.
That's the thing. That's the thing we have to look up, because if Jordan is adopted, then it all is legit. Honestly,
there's no. Okay.
I mean, I know that it's not. I'm just saying that's a good, like, an alibi essentially. Because if he's adopted, he could just be like, "Yeah, I'm adopted," like, and that literally covers it all up. Like, he could even know his real parents, and he could just for this angle be like, "I don't."
Yeah, but I don't know. There's just certain things like, is he a second? Are you going to call him a second generation star now, all because you're just billing him as someone's son
from now until the end of his career type thing?
Because I mean, he's just literally, is he just going to have Kurt Angle's gimmick? Like, is he? I don't know. That's just weird. Kurt Angle could get mad at him and call him a loser, or he could be like, "Why were you not there all my life?"
Yeah.
But in this day and age, those storylines, the fans are going to shit on it. The fans shit on everything.
I say go
Last
cocky.
night they were booing or not booing. They were doing the what chant during the whole thing, and that was so annoying. My God, ruins everything.
It's just because 95% of them are marks. They're in Nashville, you know.
They look shit up online.
They're all
and then
wealthy.
They look shit up online, and then they call it predictable. Because they study and study.
It's obviously Dixie Carter.
Think of a thought on their own. It's so obvious it's Dixie Carter. I hope you're all happy. Because it wasn't. And it's something pretty goofy, but I like it. I was marking out.
It's not too predictable. I think that
if you would have said a year ago, Kurt Angle's going to be back and Jason Jordan's going to be his son, I'd be like, you're stupid. And now look, that's the active storyline right now.
One thing that I wish I hadn't done was announce that Chad Gable isn't Kurt Angle's illegitimate son, and that's what it was going to be, because that was like part of the joke. I feel like that's like part of that, at least the opening joke. Though you don't want to make it a joke, so maybe that's part of it. Maybe they didn't want to make it a joke. Kurt Angle actually was legitimately looked like he was actually crying, though I know it's acting. You know what I mean? It's weird. They look so goofy.
I mean, he looked like he was trying to cry pretty hard.
Yeah, he was trying. Boy, was he trying. But
it's just a lot of the. I mean, let's be honest. The fans took a lot of that out. Took a lot out of that.
Yeah,
chanting what? That took so much out of it. If you ask me,
it should have been. It should have went different.
I would not be chanting what. I'd be enthralled in what's going to happen, because I didn't know what was going to happen.
It should have been like a. You know, rather than like when it was Jordan, nobody cared. There, you know, but I cared. I thought it was cool. I liked Jason Jordan. I liked American Alpha and NXT a good amount. They were very over.
That's what I was going to say. Whenever I froze up a second ago and could not think of the fucking thought. It was, they split them up and now they're both babyface, though. Without one having to turn. So that's always good.
Yeah.
Because in the draft, all tag teams are together, so you can't do it that way. And then you got Jason Jordan crazily being his son, so that brought him to Raw. I
think Jason Jordan could really play a good cocky person too, like someone that seems like they don't deserve what they're getting, but they have the wrestling ability to back it up, type thing. He just seems like he has that look of a cocky, athletic guy. I hope they go in a heel angle. It seems like that won't happen, though, because they probably want Angle to be over. Though I think that's a way to get him over. At least he's on TV.
Are you talking about Jason Jordan and calling him Angle?
No, both of them.
Kurt Angle's over.
Yeah,
Kurt Angle's over.
Yeah.
That will never stop.
But he is kind of complacent right now.
Complacent.
He's just kind of floating there.
Yeah, but he's still a legend, though.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying that, but I mean, like, there's levels of over, you know, like, there's over and there's over.
And there's the you suck chance, and that's one of the most over chances that there are.
No, I'm not saying, you're completely talking about a completely different thing than me, essentially. Like, coming out to people.
Are you kind of talking about how, like, Shane McMahon came back and, like, everybody was like, "Oh, well, he's back."
No.
After a little bit.
No, I'm just saying, like he could be a lot more over than he is. Nobody really cared about Angle before this just happened. He was just there. He wasn't doing anything. You know? I mean, I didn't care about Angle. It was like cool that he was there.
Like in the world of wrestling?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's just sitting there.
I mean,
it's like
one of
the way that I see it is like
anyone who's watching wrestling like us, like our age, who watched it growing up back then, thinks Kurt Angle's a G. So
yeah, but still, like, you can be more over. I mean, yeah, like,
that's not what I'm saying.
We're talking about a point that I made originally, and that my original point was that what they're doing right now is getting him more over. That's it.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
I mean,
you said, what was the crowd's response? They were just like, ah.
Yeah, and so
that's not necessarily getting more over.
But as we've been talking about, that was a shit crowd. It seemed. For the night, I guess.
It was a big "you suck" chant, though.
Yeah, but there's always going to be.
Exactly. Kurt Angle's always going to be a big draw. So that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
To me, it's just a big... Every time I hear that song, that's a huge deal.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I never thought he'd... Well, everybody should come back at one point, but I never thought he'd be back.
Yeah, I know. It was very far-fetched to even think that he was going to come back. When I was hearing that he was going to come back, I didn't believe it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, it's awesome to have him there. He just needs to... I just want him to be doing something, rather than just bringing someone back to just fill in a role that someone else was doing and do the same exact thing. Because he just came back and was Mick Foley.
So, okay, well, that being said, do you want more storylines on general managers or on wrestlers?
But it's different that it's Kurt Angle and not Mick Foley, because Mick Foley's not going to wrestle. And Kurt Angle just was wrestling like a year or two ago. Like, that's the way I want to see a person that... Mick Foley had been there. Like, Mick Foley never really fully left. He left, yes, of course he left. But he left and came back and left and came back. Kurt Angle straight up just came back out of nowhere. Like, crazy came back. And then it was just like, alright, here's your desk. You see what I'm saying?
Okay,
like, that's my point. Like, now, fine, this is like his push to get more over than just being over in the sense of he's Kurt Angle. Get over in the sense of you're in a storyline that's good.
True.
It's just different. There's different levels of over.
Yeah.
But that segment didn't get over. At least not that night. You know, it was the first night of them giving Jason Jordan the title of his son, and that crowd didn't like it. But it's too early, I guess. I haven't really looked to see how the rest of the world felt about it. We'll see.
Me either. Who knows?
You know, people are going to like it, people aren't. Chocolate vanilla.
If kayfabe was more...
Yeah, that's a problem.
More prominent, then that would be better for everything.
That's a problem. Because it almost seems like they don't even care in this one. But we spent this whole one talking about the Kurt Angle one, which we should have, because that was the biggest story. Though they didn't make it the main event, we still have a minute. You knew that it wasn't going to be too big.
They didn't trust that it was a big deal, I guess. They didn't trust that. Or else that would have been after the Joe versus Roman thing, because Joe versus Roman had that false finish. Mm-hmm. Well, not a false finish. No DQ. Finish, really. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, they never rang the bell.
Scurried off. And maybe they rang it and I didn't hear it.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that in the next one, though. But
yeah, that's true.
We're about to hop back out of this and hop back on. Go find part 4, and we're going to stop at part 4 because all we have left is Hardy's and Revival. And Joe versus Joe is what I wrote down, but that's not true. It's Roman versus Joe. So catch us on the next one. Thank you, listeners. We love you guys. And good morning, wrestling.